Hey everyone, it's Jamie with Homeschool Story, and so on to another subject of Challenge A. This video is going to be about writing, literature and composition, and which we use the Lost Tools of Writing program. So I have videos on other subjects of Challenge A, so definitely check those out if you haven't seen them yet. But this is going to be just about our writing, our exposition and composition strand. So what do you need for this particular subject? Well, you're going to need the Lost Tools of Writing material. So this is the student book. It comes with, I think I might have it up here. Actually, well, I have the old version. Here's the old cover. This one's the old one, and this one's the new one. Okay, the new one's a lot better. You're going to want this. And the students have to have the new version. As parents, if you have the old guide and you're familiar with the program, you can probably get away with that. I'm going to go ahead and put this right back up here. If not, then you're definitely going to want to make sure you have the new parent guide as well. So there's a lot of changes into the layout and things like that. So they're going to need this, and hopefully your director will show you these really fun ways to tab it, because it makes a lot of sense and it really helps you understand the layout and the breakdown of this book. So you're going to need that. You're going to need your novels that are assigned. So there's all kinds. Here's the one we're just finishing up right now, Carry On Mr. Bowditch. Bowditch. I don't know how you say it. Potatoes, potatoes. And you're going to need something to write on. So a notebook. I actually put rhetoric and writing together. So this is rhetoric. We'll talk about that later, because it doesn't take up much room, so they can fit together. So what we do for writing is basically I have a section that says writing. There's a tab. I have this page. It's page 172 from the guide, which is the scope and sequence, which tells me really quickly what we're on, what week we're on, what book we're reading, and what part of our process. So in Challenge A, they get 3 weeks to work on a paper, which means they get 3 weeks to read a book. So they're reading a book over 3 weeks, and over that same 3 weeks, they're writing a paper on the book they already finished. So that's how that works. So that keeps me straight there. And then after that, it's just paper, because although there's lots of things that you write and fill in the blank in this book, there's going to come a time that they have to actually write on paper. So here's her outline for essay 1, and then turning that outline into the first essay is here. So that's here. Also, like their Annie charts, I find that if you try to write in the little Annie chart book that's in here, which is really kind of does not give you a whole lot of room, which is fine for the first essay, but when you're using the same chart to write like 30 things in each column, you run out of room. Plus there's no lines going this way, and so depending on your kid, you know, they start writing like sideways and things are kind of all confusing. So I like doing Annie charts on something bigger or on lined paper. With my son, we just did them on lined paper. My daughter actually had this given to her from her director. I don't know where this came from, but you guys know, have you guys seen this? Some brilliant mom somewhere made this idea up. It's on big paper, and you fold it in like this, and it has like all of your steps. So you start with the Annie chart there in the middle, and it tells you this is on page 3 in your student workbook. And then you do your outline. There's page 6, and it tells you where the example is. There's character actions, when eventually we add that on. There's should and issue, so this is like your brainstorming here. Your sorting. So everything is in like one little area. Isn't that neat? So that's a blank one, and this is one that's filled out. And so because I forget about this and I wasn't used to using it, we did our outline on paper, but she could have done her outline right here. It had a spot. And then from here you go to your actual essay, writing your essay. So we have these in the back in this little, have like a little little pouch. So those are in the back, and then she writes her papers and types them and puts them in there, and that's it. That's all you need for writing. So compared to Latin, this is much more condensed and easy. You have videos with this program as well, the Lost Tools of Writing videos, which I highly recommend, or you can see them online sometimes too if you have that. And that will really help you understand. Definitely go to any meeting that your director gives you an option to go to. about learning about Lost Tools of Writing, because it is a very different way, especially for those of us that have come out of Essentials and done 3 or more years of IW. So that being said, having a son who is in his 3rd year of high school, has taken both college English classes as dual enrollment and made A's in those classes, I would say I hated Lost Tools of Writing when we started, but I've learned to totally love it. It was the Lost Tools of Writing format that we used when he wrote his papers, and he followed what he had learned in Lost Tools of Writing and was able to write amazing college essays. So I definitely recommend learning the program well and really using it and sticking to it. So that's it for writing. Much shorter than the rest. I hope that helps, and feel free to share any ideas or suggestions you have or that you've learned, and that way we can all learn from each other. See you later.